feeling good, smelling good. It's me, always good, and I'm here to give you a daily some daily reminders for what you should be doing, okay? Or what you don't know you should be doing. All right. Okay, let's get it. All right, give us some cards for the collective from this messages from the universe. Give us some cards for the collective. What do they need this AM? Okay, give us some cards. Give us the truth. What does the collective need this AM? Okay, what they need to know, what they need to think about. Okay, they gave us one, so it's not much you need to think about, but I'm quite sure it's important. It says, the past is behind you now, so drop the fears and doubts. Even though you may feel a little uncomfortable at the moment, and slightly anxious over what is coming next, you are being urged to bring yourself back to the present moment. Your recent prayers have been heard and are currently being worked on. Okay, collective? So just know things are going to get better for you. Don't worry about certain things because they no longer, even make sense in your world. Okay, so just keep going. Okay, maybe you are feeling anxious, like the card said, but don't worry about it, okay? Everything is working out for your highest good, okay? So make sure that you know, pay attention, okay? Because it's all about paying attention, okay? All right, let's get you some crystals out the crystal book for this AM. Give us some crystals for the collective. What do they need right now? Boom. Okay, first up is ammonite. It's good for your root chakra. It says intuitive message. Lay some boundaries to protect your energy, okay? It says ammonite a spiral shells draw a negative energy and transmute it back out as positive and renewed earth energy, okay? They bring balance to the root chakra by stimulating your survival instincts and the will to preserve. They also encourage you to seek and achieve inner strength and personal power, both part of what a balanced root chakra will produce. Okay. So once you balance that root chakra out, clean it out, okay? There's a lot of people need a cleansing on that root chakra, okay? And you you gotta protect your energy, okay? People gonna come for that root chakra all the time, but you know how to protect your energy. Get you some ammonite and keep moving forward, okay? Next, give us another crystal for today for the collective. What do they need? You got green adventuring, okay? It says good for self-love. Intuitive message. Open your heart to receive the new abundance and opportunities. Okay. It says green adventuring helps you release and let go of. It says, wait, let me read that again. It says green adventuring helps you release and let go, opening your heart to receive new abundance and opportunities. Green is the color associated with the heart chakra, and green adventuring wants you to experience any type of love that you need in your life. Okay, they want that for you. Okay, it says making it one of the best crystals for putting you first. Place it near your heart center and feel its gentle and nurturing energy. Okay. So get you some green adventuring collective because it's for self love. Okay. You may be on a journey of self. Okay. So what better to have all the tools that you need? Okay. Get you some green adventuring and, do what you got to do. Okay. Put you first. All right, love, for once. Okay. Give us our last crystal for this AM. Okay, last crystal for this AM. All right, what we got? Peridot. It says good for joy. Intuitive message. Forgiveness helps you find inner peace. Let go of grudges, okay? It says Peridot has proven throughout history to bring its owners clarity of mind, personal growth, prosperity, and joy. Carrying Peridot in your purse or pocket will ward off negativity, leaving space for joyous energy only, okay? So it's all about, you know, self right now. You know what I mean? You got to get with self and maintain self so you can be a better person for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to come into a relationship broken. You know, people be broke all the fuck up, expecting you to fix them, but you can't fix everybody, and nor should you try. Okay? Yeah, so yeah, it's time for self-love, a little selfless ness, okay, selfness, or whatever you want to call it. But it's all about self. You got to put you first right now. That's what it's about. And the universe is testing you to see if you going to put you first, okay? And if you fail, you might have to redo that lesson again, okay? All right, let's get your NLPs. All right, give us some cards from the NLP deck. Okay, it's almost done. All right, give us some cards. Give us the truth, okay? What does the collective need this AM? One from the top, one from the bottom, and that middle. All right. First up, it says overlapping systems. Okay? Overlapping systems. Hmm. It says people process information differently. Some prefer visual cues, others prefer audio or kinesthetic. Okay? It says using overlapping pre-sensational systems, you can bridge communication gaps, speak in images, sounds, and feelings to ensure your message resonates with everyone regardless of their preferred modality. Okay, so you got to use that universal language, okay? Because everybody don't learn the same way. Some people need a visual, some people need hands-on, and some people need all both. Okay, some people need everything in one, which is kinesthetic. So be that teacher who gives all of those, okay? Auditory, visual, and hands-on all together. Okay, however you can do that for whoever you're teaching. All right. Next up, it says congruent alignment. Congruent alignment. All right. It says when your thoughts, emotions, and body agree, your energy flows without friction. This is congruent alignment, the state where everything within you is pointed in the same direction. Before you act, check, does this choice feel aligned with my body, my voice, my breath? Okay. So yeah, make sure everything is in alignment for you because you don't want to be out here and yeah, you saying one thing but your actions is another thing, okay? Within the body, you have to want to do something to do it at your best, right? So make sure that everything is checking out with self, okay? If it feels right, go with it, okay? How does it make you feel? Okay, should you do it make you feel shameful or something? Maybe you shouldn't be doing that, okay? All right. So last one up is modal operations. Okay. It says modal operations are words that influence how we perceive our possibilities. This card invites you to shift your language from restrictive words like I have to empowering ones like I choose to. Okay. Changing these operations in your self talk allows you to create a greater sense of choice and personal power. Okay. So make sure you saying things that are lining up with what you want. Okay. If you want to do something, okay, say this is what I want, not something I have to do, pretty much, because that puts a restrictive thing on it. Like now you got to do it. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? No, this is what you want to do. I'll prefer to do this, or things of that nature. Just great self talk is awesome for changing how you see things. Okay. All right, it's time for your questions. All right, it's time for your questions, love. All right, give us some questions. Well, give us some answers for the questions that the collective has this AM. Give us some answers for the collective. What do they need? Okay. All right, give us the truth for the collective. What questions does the collective need answer? Answer the questions for the collective, whatever that may be, what they need answered. Okay, give us some cards. All right, they didn't fall, so I'm not gonna make them fall. All right. Okay, collective. So you got one, two, three, four, and five. Okay, five answers to five questions. All right, let's go. First question, collective. All right, it says, it says follow your heart, okay? Follow your heart. What is your heart telling you? You know what I'm saying? What is your heart urging you to do? All right, so follow your heart, collective, whatever question that was. Follow your heart and you'll be able to choose right, okay? All right. Next up, next question, loves. It says wait, okay? Wait, because something isn't right yet. Okay, you need to wait and, work out the kinks or, get things you know, in order. All right, so wait. All right, for that question. Next question, collective. Says maybe. Okay. Again, you need to work on it. All right. Is it something you really want? Or is it something that you just, want for the moment? All right. Is it longevity in this? Okay. But maybe. All right. If you put that work in, it just might happen for you. All right. Next question. It says something better will come instead. Okay. So, no, let that one go. All right. Something better will come instead. Okay. Last question, collective. It says don't get stuck on the specifics. All right. So I'm gonna give you one more, but I don't usually. But oh, excuse me. Don't get stuck on the specifics of your question. Just ask a yes or no question. All right. Last one. Here it is. It says not yet. Okay. Not yet. Again, it's not time yet. You need to work on something. Something will not go forward if you move on it now. You know what I'm saying? So work on it and work out the kinks, make sure it's something you're gonna want longevity type thing. You know what I mean? All right. Hopefully you got that. If you didn't, you can go to my YouTube page, Always Good, one word, okay? And like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you want to do when you get over there. But get there, okay? All right, we're gonna see what's going on with your news, okay? What's going on in the news today? It's Saturday, okay? What is going on in the Saturday news? All right, for the collective. All right. Mm, shuffle this. All right. There we go. All right. Give us the news for the collective. Okay. What's going on that they need to know that they don't know that they should know? Okay. Give us the truth. What is going on for the collective? Give us some cards for the collective. What is going on for the collective? You got one card. Okay. It says karmic, third party relationship. Somebody learned a lesson, okay? Somebody had to go through this karmic third party relationship lesson, okay? And hopefully they learned the lesson through it, but you just never know. We'll see. Time will tell if they have learned the lesson, okay? Okay. What's going on with the karmic third party relationship? Okay, we're gonna clarify it just because it only came out one card. And like what? Something going on with the karmic, y'all, today. All right, the third party. a relationship, and a lesson. All right, give us some cards to clarify this card for the collective. Give us some cards to clarify what is going on for the collective. Thank you. Okay. Give us the truth, okay? What's going on with the karmic, okay? Give us some cards for karmic, okay? Give us some cards for karmic. All right, what is going on? Okay, with the karmic, all right? Give us some cards for karmic. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so just by me looking at how they felt like this, it looked like a masculine has some heart fog, some mixed emotions, some unclear feelings. They feeling wishy-washy. They on the verge of changing because that's like sideways. You know what I'm saying? They celebration, gifts, and abundance is in reverse. All right. And they healing is the other way from change. Okay. It's like this change and healing. They being pulled in two different directions, but change and healing should go together. So, that's what I'm seeing so far. All right. Okay, let's grab the cards. I don't know what made me just do that, but hey, it is what it is. The divine always gonna put it in your face. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So first up, what we got? It says comfort zone, south node clinging. Okay, somebody is clinging to their south node, or they were, okay, and they had to learn this karmic lesson from a karmic, okay? Maybe they are karmic. All right, third party relationship lesson. Somebody was in their south node, okay? Somebody was clinging. You can't stay there too long, or that's where you're gonna be. All right. Yeah, somebody want change. All right. Somebody is finding the courage to change. Okay. Maybe the third party, maybe the karmic. I don't know who it is, but somebody has gotten the courage to change, to leave the situation, okay, to leave their comfort zone. All right. Yeah. Yeah, because they was in limitation fears. Okay. They feared doing anything. Okay. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, oh, can I do that? Is it, no, just keep going. All right. Limitation and fears is only your fears. Okay. Let that go. All right. Yeah. To get to your north node. Okay. Once you know that fear is just fear itself, no, you don't need that. Okay. Don't limit yourself with fear because it will stop you from getting to your north node. Okay. The purpose, your cosmic purpose, why you're here. Okay. All right, somebody left their comfort zone. They changed. Okay, they got rid of those limitations of fear, and now they're going towards their north node. Okay, yeah, they feeling fragmented. Okay, and rejected, lost. All right, but you need to keep going. Okay, those are the times when you're growing. Okay, when you're feeling down and in the dumps or low. All right, that's the time that the divine is in there working on you. Okay, working with you. All right, yeah. And you feeling closed off. Okay, somebody's feeling closed off to a karmic. They should be. Okay, no karmics allowed. All right, yeah, nobody's dealing with karmics. Closed off, cold, detached. Yeah, to the karmic. All right, the third party is being outed. Okay, okay, third party. Okay, this is a third party card. They all three parties, maybe external. Three people, three females that this masculine is dealing with. Okay, it could be a female dealing with three different females. Put it where it belongs. Okay, but somebody is closed off and detached to these third parties. Okay, because they are looking to get to their out of their comfort zone with the third parties and get to their north node where their purpose is, okay? And somebody is spilling the beans, okay? Revealing secret cats out the bag that this person is untrustworthy, okay? This person is waking up to what's going on. That's what that is. And the third party's like, oh no, they did this, they did that, okay? But this person wants to change, okay? So this person has to figure it out. Like, if they the karmic, hey, get out that karmic situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a karmic to anybody. But once upon a time, we all were karmics, okay? Before we woke up, we were all somebody's damn karmic, okay? Just know that, all right? So, yeah. Yeah, this masculine is definitely looking within. Okay, he going through a dark night of the soul. It's looking real dark right now. But just know, once you get yourself out of that situation and depend on the divine and know that God gonna have your back all the time, that's when you will stop limiting yourself with those fears of what am I gonna do or how am I gonna do it. Yeah, and then that's when those celebrations and gifts of abundance come in. You know what I'm saying? Once you let go and let God, you know what I'm saying? You got to. Okay, and that healing, yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, love. Heal that inner child because it comes first. That's what comes first. You have to. You have to, okay? And so you won't keep running into these karmic lessons, okay? These lessons that you keep having to freaking learn or go through because you're not learning them, all right? Yeah. You're feeling mixed emotions, unclear feelings. You're feeling wishy-washy, okay? But keep going towards your higher purpose. That's it's a test, okay? It's all a test. And if you pass it, there's abundance and celebrations and gifts on the other side. You know what I'm talking about? It's like you have to go through it to get through it. There's no other way. You just can't shortchange life, okay? You can't shortchange nothing, okay? You doing, and if you do, you have to go back and revisit it and learn a lesson all over damn again. Okay, so don't do that to yourself. All right, loves. Okay. All right, we're gonna get some dates and times and yeah, after that, we're gonna get some numbers and messages to top this reading off, and then we out of here. Okay, collective. Let's see. What is the dates and times for the collective that they should be thinking about jotting down on those calendars? Okay. Give us some dates and times. You might get a message or two. Okay, give us some dates and times for the collective. What do they need to know? Okay, that they need to jot down. All right, look out for. All right, give us the truth. Give us some dates and times for the collective. What is going on for the collective? Dates and times. What's going on? When things are gonna start moving around for them? All right, by the end of the week. Okay. By the end of the week, 51, okay? Maybe someone's 51, maybe someone's 15, okay? Vice versa, however you want to put it. But by the end of the week, okay, somebody is going to learn that karmic lesson. Okay, that's what it's saying. That's what it's telling me. Okay. And then it says the next new moon. Okay. 49. Okay. Something's going on with 49 or somebody's 49 or maybe 4 to 9 people. All right. The next full moon. The next full moon. Well, the next full moon. Okay. I said it. It is what it is, but this says the next new moon. All right. So something's going on the next new moon and the next full moon. So make sure you find out when those are happening, okay? And be cautious or just be vigilant of what's going on and, take notes of whatever you need to do. But yeah, by the next full moon, maybe 4 to 9 people will be affected by something, or maybe 4 to 9 people are doing something, okay? If you're doing anything bad, you're going down. Okay, the ritual won't work. Okay, just stop it. While you're ahead, okay, you're still breathing right now. So stop doing stuff that could make your breath stop. Okay, just stop. All right. All right, and by the end of the week, okay, 5:51, 15, okay, by the end of the week, something's going down. All right, this is the end of the week, okay, Saturday is the end of the damn week, okay, because Sunday is the beginning of the week. All right, if you didn't know, now you know. And also on Sundays, I'm not gonna be doing my readings, okay. Sunday is my rest day, okay. I'm taking Sundays off, all right, just letting you know. So if you're looking for me, find me on Monday. Okay. I love y'all so much. Okay. And I want to see y'all next time I come through. You know what I'm talking about? So make sure you're making good decisions for yourself. All right. So you can, have a future. All right. Well, it's time to get these numbers and maybe a couple messages, okay? And we gonna get up out of here. All right. Thank you. Okay, give us some cards for the collective. For messages and numbers to get them some money. Okay. All right. Give us the truth. Give us some cards for the collective. What do they need to top this reading off with messages and numbers? Thank you. All right. Oop, they threw them things out quick. Okay, first one up is 5. It says King of Wands. Use your dynamic energy of a leader. Okay? If you a leader, lead, okay? I'm a leader, so I'm gonna definitely lead, okay? In any situation, but use your dynamic energy of a leader. You are a leader, so go ahead and lead. Don't be a follower following this, that, and the third, because yeah, no. All right. You're a visionary, a successful one. You know what I'm saying? Swift expansion, strength, power, will, and courage, leadership, okay? Use it. Okay. Next is a 3, Knight of Cups. It says, express your creativity with compassionate emotions. Okay. However, your creativity is going along, whatever you're creating, express it with your compassionate emotions. Okay. So people know what's going on. They're going to be able to feel what you're saying. Okay. All right. Next, you got another 5. It says the Hierophant. Okay. Understand your beliefs, values, and boundaries, okay? You got to know who you are to know where you're going, okay? I say that all the time. You have to know who you are to know where you're going, because if you don't, you just might get caught up, okay, into something else because you don't even know who you are. Like, no, get out of here, okay? Find yourself, all right? Find yourself first, okay? Know thyself. Okay. You got a 6 next up. Okay. 6 cups. All right. It says, reach out to others with love and compassion. Okay. If you feel like you need to reach out to someone, do that. If you don't. Okay. But when you reach out to people, reach out with compassion and love. Okay. Because, you just never know what someone's going through. Okay. And, your words could be, soothing to their ears at this moment. But, reach out if that's what you need to do. All right, next it says Page of Cups, a number 2. It says, don't let your emotions get in the way, okay? Maybe something is you need to make a decision, but your emotions are not letting you, fully grasp the situation. So step out the situation, step back, okay? Maybe gain a different perspective, and you can, bring it back to your perspective and compare and contrast. You know what I mean? All right. And last up, yeah. That's what we all want, that 10. Okay, that 10 of cups. All right, happy life, happy wife, just, doing what you're supposed to do, okay? And, not letting the haters get in. Okay, it says everything you've planned for has worked out. Okay? So whatever you wanted, whatever you put your focus on, whatever you worked on profusely is working out. And that's awesome. It just shows you put that work in, it's gonna work for you, okay? All right. Yeah, it's time to go, loves. Okay. All right. So, yeah, it's time to go. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be careful and be you, cuz it's only one you loves. Peace. I love y'all. Peace, peace. And peace.